So, Rob.
Yes.
Zenith. Are they the new Steinhart of the luxury price segment?
100%.
Where's the creativity, man?
There is none. It's complete lack of creativity is what it is.
Yeah.
So you have a reputable company, or what I would consider used to be more reputable.
Yeah.
And they went ahead and took the easy way and said, obviously Rolex is king. Obviously people want this.
Yeah.
Let's just make ours look like theirs. That's it.
Well, I know some people are going to say, whoa, hey, guys, settle down. Rolex used to use El Primero movements in the Daytona. Let's get past this. Like, you know, they're totally able to do this. And what would you say to that, Rob?
I would say, honestly, I don't know what I would say. I would tell them that is true, that fine, they used an El Primero, but that doesn't have any bearing on what the current iteration is.
Yeah, I've thought about this, and Rolex, they bought those movements.
Yes.
They modified those movements. And then after they got to a point where they thought they could make a better chronograph, they started doing that.
Right. Do they still use El Primeros?
No, they don't.
No. Did they use them for an extended amount of time?
Not really.
No.
Yeah.
And they are desirable, right? Because of their niche part of the Daytona history, right?
Yeah.
It was a small window where it was identified that these could be an option, and they worked, and there's no doubt that the El Primero is a good movement. I'm not saying that it's a bad watch. I'm not saying the Chrono Sport is I'm not saying it's a bad watch. I'm not saying it's a bad movement. But what are they doing?
I know. It would almost be like Rolex took the image and they took the color. They made a couple small tweaks to say the El Primero caliber and called it their own, right? That's essentially what Zenith is doing with the name, image, and likeness of their John Mayer and their kind of Platona look-alike. I know this one's not platinum, and it doesn't have the brown, it's black, but still.
It's very clear. Like, you basically have to be reading the Braille version of these websites to not see the similarities.
Yeah.
I just don't see how they get away with a blatant copy. I mean, you saw in the picture, you see as clear as day the John Mayer, the Platona, whatever. You've got
the rainbow.
The rainbow,
too.
yes, like
with the rose gold, not like slightly changed with white gold or something, like straight up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There is no way that could be. You could take anybody's significant other that maybe isn't a watch nerd. You could take somebody at the gas station and say, like, do these two watches look alike? And they're going to tell you, like, yeah.
Yeah. So when I first saw that picture that was reported, I thought it was a joke. Like, I was like, this has got to be like April Fool's. You know, this isn't a legit like idea, but it was.
It is.
Yeah.
These watches are in existence, and they are not cheap, right? Like, this is a watch where people are spending 5 figures on this watch, and it is a blatant copy of the Daytona.
So who do you think this is for then?
So this is for, in these, I've got 2 things.
Okay.
I've got the, like, 10th level, ultra mega, like, Zenith nerd that just will do any collecting of, like, doesn't matter if it's a Zenith, and it's
there can't be a ton of those, especially those types of collectors that can spend, if they want all 3, they're going to be spending what, like, as much as a house?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
In some areas of the country?
So, yeah, I think it's one of those, like, ultra niche kind of things, or it's a person that doesn't want to spend $500,000 on the rainbow.
Right.
You know, they want close, but they don't want to spend the real thing, where they can't get allocated a real thing.
Sure.
And I'm not going to get allocated a rainbow. I'm not saying that I'm, like, that I wouldn't buy it or whatever, but it just.
That's kind of where the Steinhart, though, comes in, because that's why people love Steinhart, is they get the look of a Kermit or a whatever Rolex it is.
Exactly.
But they justify, like, oh, well, I could never afford a Rolex, or I would never want to wear that expensive of a watch. So I'm going to get the look And that's really what Steinhart has made their business model on.
That's
like.
100%. I mean, they'll spatter a couple of original or semi-original designs.
Of very few.
Very few. And then they'll throw out a 1655 homage.
Yeah.
They'll throw out the, the Batman homage or something like that. They'll do all of that stuff, and then every once in a while put out something, kind of their own thing, which, again, we could say
I don't
with
think
Zenith.
they sell that well, though.
No, but
the original ones don't sell that well.
No, but we could say, here we are. This is Zenith. They've got the Shadow, which is their own design and their own thing. But now, here's all these other ones that are their homage pieces.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably why I'm a little bit cranky and heated, is because I really like Zenith. They don't make a lot of watches.
No, they're amazing.
They got great complications, great materials. I think it's estimated that they make 40,000 per year, compared to like $1 million per year for Rolex.
Yeah.
So it's
I want it abundantly clear. I like
Yes.
Zenith. I like Zenith. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
I would own them.
But doesn't doing like these straight up ripoffs, like we can't massage it and call it an homage. This is a straight up ripoff.
Yes.
It taints the brand a little bit. Do you think, or am I being dramatic? Like, do
No.
you still want to buy a Zenith?
Okay, it has definitely given me pause. So let's take Omega for example, right?
Okay.
Let's rewind. Let's go back to when the OPs, the Rolex OPs originally came out with the colors, right? The whatever 5 or 6 colors that they came out with, and they took the world by storm. Everybody's freaking out, not just about the Tiffany, but about all of the colors, right?
Coral red. Yeah.
Yes. So they're coming out with that, and we've got Omega. A couple years later, they're coming out with their Aquaterras, right?
Shades.
And they infuse the color, but they do it in an original manner.
Yeah.
A semi.
Outside of the bracelet, which is a president bracelet, right?
Yeah, but you don't. But you're getting the oyster on the OPs.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's
again,
true.
I'm saying that I'm not saying that everybody has to be everything original, because that's impossible. You can be inspired. You can see something that you like as a brand and go, that's awesome.
Right.
But how do we make that ours?
I think Oris did a good job when they did their cotton candy. They used bronze, like the colors were a little different, but you could tell they were inspired by the OP. Citizen with the Sayosa, I think,
Yep.
that was a little bit more one-to-one. But Zenith has taken it to the next level.
Correct. They are doing blatant copies.
So here's another thing to consider. I looked on Chrono 24, and their John Mayer, their gold with the green, those are being at least listed by whoever doesn't want to keep them anymore for the 20s. They're in the $20,000 range.
Yeah.
And if you were to buy, let's say you were fortunate enough to get a Rolex one at retail, what is that, close to 40?
I would say probably 45,
Yeah.
yeah, give or take.
And so, do you think there are collectors out there that would go, ooh, let me spend close to 20 on this look-alike, because even at retail, I'm still saving $10,000? Like,
It's the rung, however you want to phrase this, it's the rung up, one or two levels that would do the same thing with a Steinhart.
so
I'm
you've
getting-
got
I'm
Invicta,
getting Yep.
like gold-plated,
Yep.
Speedway, like you could get that.
Yep.
You could go up a level with a Steinhart.
Yep.
And then you go up a significant jump. You still get precious metal and whatnot, but
Yep.
now you have a Zenith copy
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
or a
That's-
Daytona.
Exactly.
or whatever they're calling it.
That is exactly it. That's all it is it's the same mindset. It's just having different funds available.
Yeah.
It's the person that's value driven, spending 5 figures in a watch. And I know that sounds silly and stupid, but it is a thing, because if you tell somebody you can buy 20 grand for this, or you can, if you could even get it, is 45, and you're going to have to wait years and all these other things.
I just have a hard time comprehending that there would be people that would line up to, like maybe Zenith will sell a dozen or 20, like worldwide, I don't know.
Right.
Because the people that can drop 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 on a watch, they're likely already going to have, or at least have been offered, the Rolex equivalent.
Yes.
Right?
Well, and
So-
that's another part of
It's like,
this.
who approved this idea?
Another part of this that really bothers me is the fact that the person that buys this Zenith John Mayer is then going to go to their local Red Bar, their local Horological Society of, whatever.
Rhode Island, New York,
exactly,
Utah, whatever.
whatever. They're going to go to their next meetup and be like, hey, check this out. This is way more rare than a John Mayer. This is way better, blah, blah, blah. They're going to sell it like it's somehow
Superior.
It's a superior watch.
And what will probably happen is those people that are at those meets will go, oh, wow, amazing, good for you. And then as soon as that person walks away, they'll go like, I can't believe you spent that much. you know?
Right? And that's exactly it. You're going to get the guy that's like, really? You bought that? I mean, okay, let's just, again, we've kind of hung out on this John Mayer.
Yeah.
It's 20 grand. It's an even number.
Sure.
There are so many, an infinite amount of great watches with originality.
Complications.
Precious metals, you name it, for $20,000 that you can get that's going to be infinitely better than just a lazy man's, Control C, Control V, copy and paste and send it.
Or multiple watches. I know
Yes.
some guys are like, hey, I've got 20 grand.
That's a whole collection.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a
that's a
video.
nice collection.
Yeah, there's a video right there. Buy your fake John Mayer, or your, what collection can you get out of this?
That's a good idea.
You're getting independent. You're getting, you can get Rolex. You can get Zenith. You can get Omega. You could build a whole collection for this one fake watch.
Yeah. I guess I'm just a little incredulous that it's happened. Like it went through multiple approval processes. I know it's meant for a limited market,
Yeah.
but somebody okayed this
Yeah.
within Zenith or LVMH or wherever that needs, that decision comes down from.
Right.
Why and how? Like they must have thought it was profitable.
Oh, trust me, that's all it is. A move like this is based on money. They needed a cash influx, and what better way than to have a collector group or a retailer come to them and say, look, we can sell 20 of these things, like that, and make you a couple $100 grand, whatever. And in the scheme of things, maybe they're thinking, okay, we do this, maybe we build up a few more collectors, these people that are able to buy these at retail, these Zenith at retail, maybe we can hook them into our ecosystem, buying our straps, buying our other watches, and make them Zenith fanboys and girls, whatever, as a result of them getting their Zenith rainbow.
So here's something else, Rob. There will be people who will go, well, who cares? Like, I'm not in the market for a $20,000 watch or a $10,000 watch when it comes to the kind of the Daytona version that Zenith's doing.
Yeah.
Why should I care? And to me, it kind of comes down to, well, I mean, it's the authenticity of it. Like, if you come out with a product and you're proud of that product and it sells really well and it's successful, and then you have a competitor take the same idea and it's shameless in how they recreated it. Zenith's not paying, at least to my knowledge, they're not paying Rolex for, it's not like a Zen and Breitling type of partnership where Zen bought the rights to do the Navitimer. That's not happening here, and that's probably why I'm the most, this is why I have my heated opinions here is because to me it's not valid. And here's something else. I think that some people, because of their negative feelings toward Rolex, either they don't like that they can't get the watch that they want right away or whatever the case may be, they're almost going to support Zenith, like, hey, good for Zenith.
Yeah.
Like, stick it to Rolex. Not on any merit of Zenith's part, but because of their vitriol for the crown. I don't know.
No, I 100% agree with that. They'll say if Rolex had these watches available at market and they were able to sell it, then people would buy them. But they made the choice to have these, scarcity situations come up. So it's their own doing. They've created this problem. Rolex has created this problem. Zenith is just providing a service to the watch public.
They're just a little opportunistic.
Yes.
There's no way around it, though. The Zenith, to a degree, whatever degree you may agree with or not, they are becoming or have become the Steinhart of the luxury segment.
Seal it.
Okay.
Send that in. That is 100% true.
Cool. All right, I think we're good.